I have never thought that I would actually do this, but today's your lucky day. In this video, you're going to get to see a glimpse of what a private coaching session inside of the Trading Arc Society looks like. Now, for obvious reasons, I can't give away the entire recording, but make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button and drop a like so that you never miss out on more value, because I promise you, if you are under the rank of plat, you are going to get so much value out of this video. Go, bro. I'm so happy. Genuinely so freaking happy. Now we're going to get you to diamond.
Hell yeah.
So next up, diamond, and we're just gonna keep going. Let's go, man. That's actually crazy too, because while working 50 hours a week, like, I know you've been working a lot, but I didn't know it was 50 hours a week. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's 50 hours a week, and then on top of that, it was school too. So it was like, including school, it's like 60 hours a week. Yeah,
that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, really good off angle to hold right off the rip. It should be a free kill if they go A.
Yeah, bro, I got dog shit on me. Thank you.
Okay. So this is really good. What I will say, just like a small thing, is that because you're holding an off angle, you typically don't have to strafe side to side. Okay. You can kind of save strafing side to side for, like, you know, commonly held angles, etc. And I mean, it's personal preference. Like, sometimes players will have an easier time hitting the shot if they are strafing side to side. But because it's an off angle, the idea is pretty simple. Like, anytime you're holding an off angle, you're betting on the fact that they're not going to look at you whatsoever. So worst case scenario, they might come out looking here, they might come out looking here, like down here. And so in this scenario, just one tap, and then you can always tuck behind. Okay, good flank coming in from Omen. Oh, okay. Here we go. It's probably a misclick from you. Nice, good trade, good trade. Okay, solid round. I mean, the end of that round was really good. When you notice, like, your Omen has a flank, right? You see him going through elbow and whatnot. At this point, we want to try and timing it together. So, like, for example, let's say that the Omen got the flank, which he did, and he got 2 kills. Because you and your teammate were not already all the way up here at this point, the timing was a bit off. So the idea is, like, if someone's flanking, we want to take all of these fights at the exact same time, or at least as close in time frame as possible. That way the enemy players don't have time to react. So notice how this round went all the way down to a 1 versus 1, right? If we want to mitigate that, we want to be thinking, okay, I'm here holding right now, I don't see anything, but I do see that my Omen's going main. In that scenario, I'm going to start walking up maybe like this, but the idea is that we're trying to scale slowly while our Omen flanks them, and then together as a team, we can kind of explode out on all the opponents. Okay. Ooh, NT. So, if you had to self-analyze this round specifically, what would you say for this specific round? How could you have kind of peaked out better, would you say?
Probably would have peeked more into cover if I could, or just wait for the smoke to go down and push out with my Sova.
That's fair, that's fair. But the final thing you want to keep in mind is that you have utility to work with. So one of the best things you can do with jet smokes is just isolate things, so you don't have to worry about certain angles. So for example, if your goal was to get behind cover here, we can literally just come here, we can literally just throw down jet smoke, and we can just scale here safely. Now we're safe, and we can start reclear, right? But if our goal is to peek into this angle or this angle, we want to at least let go of this variable here, so that way we can kind of like peek safely here. And even here, it's like you're peeking into multiple angles, so you can always just smoke off like one side here, and you can just fully commit to one side. So like the moment he says he's droning, I'm looking at the minimap to see exactly what his drone sees. Okay, he spots a guy here, spots a guy here, cool. Now I know that I want to isolate this guy. What am I going to do? Smoke off here and just fully isolate this guy. Or if I need to worry about this angle too, I'll smoke here first, then I can smoke off here, and then I can fully isolate this guy. Boom, right? So definitely look at your minimap, especially whenever like your Sova initiator is droning. Okay, really good angle to hold right off rip.
I have a lead. Oh, you're a dog.
Nice shot, beautiful. Now we just reposition with the op. Love it, beautiful. The problem here is that you assume they might be tunnel because you heard the comm mid, I'm guessing. But we just had to look at our mini maps, like, okay, we already have a turret there, so there's no way, right? It's like basically impossible for them to be up tunnel. I actually really liked your initial position here, where you were kind of here. This was really good. This was so good. Okay, your teammate gets a pick mid. At this point, we're just all kind of chilling. It smokes it off. No, it's fine. That's another thing though, is that anytime you're holding an angle with an up, you should always call whether you want to smoke or not, right? Just be like, yo, you know, you don't have to smoke it off, I'm holding it. They'll just be like, okay.
For sure, yeah. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just forget though. Or
Okay.
I like, don't anticipate they're gonna do it, and then they throw the smoke down. Like, ah, dang.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I did
fair.
great now.
Good strafing while holding the angle too.
Jet Harbor, backside B.
Okay. At this point, we have full numbers on them. We just kind of stick with our omen here. It's fine.
100.
Okay. Oh, tough. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to point out here was just like consistency with crosshair placement. I mean, you'll notice you kind of peek into this angle, and then it's like we're not accounting for this angle first. We're just kind of like, we kind of like cleared it, but the wrong way, if that makes sense. Like the way you cleared it was like you expose yourself to the angle, but your crosshair wasn't ready for it. But because you didn't see anything, you're like, okay, it's clear. So you were kind of like this, like in slow motion. It was kind of like this, I guess. But our crosshair was like here, but we did still clear it. And you're like, okay, here. Right, so just consistency, it's fine, it's a small thing. I think from here, though, we have to be really, really aware of like, okay, timing. So obviously here we got timing. But the biggest thing I want to talk about here is not even just like, oh, you should be aware that you could get timing. It's not even that. It's just understanding that players love to peek off of noise. So the moment you guys make a bunch of noise here, dropping down from here to here, at this point, I would be worried about this. I would hold this for a second first. Because I'm thinking, okay, we might get timinged, right? There's a chance that because he heard us drop, whoever's here, if there is anyone, they might peek, and I'll just kind of hold this for a second, and then I'll walk up here, and then we can go ahead and keep clearing. So if you're in a 3-stack, you might as well just be like, yo, I think we should have one person late lurk through A main, because if we all go mid, they could just have a guy go into A main, and then it becomes a problem for us, because now we're getting trapped. We have a guy bridge back here, and then we also have a guy A main, and we have to worry about all these angles, and it's just so hard to scale. So even just leaving one guy to go through main is crucial, but that one guy has to really be chill about it. So the thing is, like, the one guy that goes main here, anytime we're trying to run it down mid, this one guy has to understand that his job is not to go up here and fight right away. His job is to literally just chill back here and just look at his minimap. And what he's waiting for is he's waiting for our team to get around here. Once our team gets around here and when they start scaling up, that's when he's going to start clearing everything. If an enemy player takes base main and they're going to be like, okay, we don't see anything, they might clear this and be like, okay, no one's here. But then all of a sudden there's some noise happening mid. So you can be like, oh, I have a really good position. They're just going to kind of chill here now, right? But because they're going to come out deep, most likely, and clear this initially, we don't want this one guy to just be standing here. We always want him to be kind of tucked in a corner and just patiently waiting for the timing. And then once the timing is right, then he goes ahead, just walks behind this guy here, and he can just kill the guy here, and then you guys can take sight. All right, so it looks like we're faking A. I like it. But we might need a little bit more than just that, though. I'm not gonna lie. Throw a smoke down and we fake the dash. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, we just kind of like, okay, we're faking the entry. We throw the smoke down. Boom. All they hear is a dash. They have no idea that you dashed into a wall. They think you dashed onto site. Boom. And they're like, oh, he's probably on site, or whatever. Right? Or even if you're just like, they're like a smoke like left side here and like kind of dash there. That way, even if they don't see you, they think you're in this corner now. Right, so it's like just kind of sells it a little bit more, if that makes sense. It is good that you guys had smokes with you, because you do need smokes if you want to sell a fake, but typically you also want to add some sort of duelist utility, whether it's like a rain of flash or a fake jet dash or whatever, to really sell it. But here we go. Okay, yeah, at this point here though, I would say we should be aware of this, right? Because this chamber has been like permanently mid this entire game. So okay, good. Recoup with your movement, though. That was key. Ooh, and T. Let me see what happened.
And then
here.
just wide swings there, yeah.
Yeah. So the problem with this is, number one, obviously we should be aware at this point just because we've seen him a lot. But the second thing I'll say is that, let me see the movement again. So the way you're peeking this angle is towards the end is almost under the assumption that he's just going to be standing still and holding you. So what I mean by that is, like, I'll kind of give you like the breakdown. So typically whenever you're peeking an angle in Valorant, when an opponent is standing still, you start off looking at the wall and then you peek like this, right? So you're here, you're kind of just going like this, meaning you're essentially under the assumption that he's going to be standing still holding you like this. That way you can kind of peek into him like that. Whereas if you're peeking into an angle where the odds of an opponent peeking into you are like pretty high, always want to leave a little bit of a gap, just a little bit of a gap, so that way when he peeks into you, your crosshairs are already ready for him every single time. And the other thing I would say about here as well is, like, not only do you not have to re-swing into him, you can also just be like, okay, you saw some shots, he backed up, I would just kind of back up a little bit more and just kind of hold like this.
Yeah,
Just kind of like
100%.
back
I
up here and just
thought
kind
about
of
that as
hold
you
like
were explaining,
this. Yeah, because it's like, okay, if the odds are high of him swinging, and if we look here, we have multiple players here. We're big chilling, right? So the last thing we want to do is we don't want to over peak